From the home page, again, about halfway down, we see our links, our 5 links along the gray bar, and let's click on databases. We're going to look at one database today, which is at the very top, so it's easy to find, Academic Search Premier. Academic Search Premier is an EBSCO database, and it's one of the easiest to use. Now, once you make it to the database, something you should do, regardless of the database, is to find the advanced search link and click on that. There's multiple reasons to do the advanced search, which I won't bore you with today, but it's a good practice to accustom yourself to go to the advanced search page. Now once you're here, we can actually begin entering search terms. So let's begin by typing in a search term. We'll type in the American Dream. Now even before I hit search, you should notice that as you're typing in these EBSCO databases, you will get a list of subject terms, that are populated in the subject bar, which is a great way to expand your research. So, for example, while I thought of the American Dream, I did not think of the American Dream for immigrants or the American Dream in today's reality. So the significance of this feature is that it will help you think about your topics in ways that you weren't thinking about it, which is, again, a great way to expand your research. All right, we're going to stick with the American Dream for now. I'm going to click search, and we're now on our search results page. One of the first things you should notice is the number of search results, and we have 11,900 results, which is a lot. And we're not going to look through 11,000 results. So what we need to do, we need to narrow our search results. And we can do this over on the left side of the page, where we can narrow or refine or limit our search. One of the first things we should do is let's limit to full text. That way we know we're looking only at articles that we have access to. A second thing to do is to limit to scholarly and peer-reviewed sources. So now we know we're looking at authoritative, credible, scholarly sources. But we're still at 2,430 sources, which is quite a lot. And we can refine our search even further by limiting the publication date. We want to look at the most current, cutting-edge research. And 1941 is long from current, so we're going to update our results, and we're going to look at items published in the last 10 years. So I'm going to enter 2007, and now we're down to 1,127. It's not bad, but it's still a lot, which we're not going to look through 1,000 articles. But at this point, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and scroll down this first page just to see if anything is particularly relevant to your research interests. Now, I'll notice as we're scrolling, I'll point out to you rather, that just like in the catalog, the blue words that are hyperlinks are actually the title of different articles, and then we get publication information here. If we have access to it, and we will because we've selected full text, there are a few different links, such as link full text or PDF full text or full text finder. So full text finder means it's not in this database, but we have it somewhere else in another database, or it's an open source information. And this is actually a book review It's only 3 pages, and we do not want to be quoting book reviews for our scholarly sources. Again, we're looking for something that's going to be between 15 and 20 pages. But that's how the full text finder works. I'm going to scroll back to the top, and we can eliminate book reviews over here on the left by entering academic journals. Now we're down to 734. Not bad. You can also limit your search with these additional limiters, and one good way to do that is through subject. So at this point, there's a few, so we're going to click show more to make sure we get all of our options. So we can look at the United States, social aspects, 20th century. The numbers on the right are the number of articles within our search results related to a particular topic. Thus, we have 39 articles related to Barack Obama and the American Dream. We have 21 articles related to the American Dream and social aspects. Let's do social conditions, and I don't know if anything else looks interesting or relevant. Let's do Langston Hughes. I'm just sort of picking these at random, but for you, you should pick terms that are relevant to your research interest. And I'm going to update. And we have whittled down our search results to 98 results, which isn't bad. This is something that we can actually work with. And as you look through the search results, you will see different titles, and some will catch your interest and some will not. The second one, illuminating a dark side of the American dream, assessing the prevalence and predictors of mortgage fraud across U.S. counties. Well, you can, if you want, go ahead and read it through the PDF full text, or we can click on the title to look at a detailed description. We get a useful abstract, which gives you a little bit more detailed information and the methodology and the focus of the particular author. We have subject terms, which is, again, a really great way to expand your research. The authors up top, note they have little footnotes next to them. So if we scroll towards the bottom, here are the author affiliations, and they all, or 3 of them, have university affiliations. So we know that we have an article here that's been written by experts. If you want, you can, if you do not have time to read it, you can click permalink, and that stands for permanent link, which you can copy and email to yourself, or you can email yourself a citation. I would personally recommend creating your own EBSCO account. It's really easy to do. I have one. I use my email, my school email as my username. That way I will not forget it. And then you need a password. And for your password, EBSCO does not allow spaces. So you need a word, a number, and maybe an exclamation point of some sort. And I'm not going to let them save it for me. Now the significance here is if you find something that you like and you maybe don't have the money or the time to print it, or you don't want to clutter up your email, we can select add to folder, and then up top we have our folder button, and the article will be saved here. Notice I have several articles, right? And that's because EBSCO saves the articles for you even after you log off, which is a very useful tool. In addition, EBSCO saves your articles in your folder across different databases. So right now we're in America, we're in Academic Search Premier, but if we went to America History and Life, or Communication and Mass Media Complete, or any other EBSCO database, these articles will still be available. For example, this article I saved here, I actually accessed in America History and Life, but it's still available. This article, Imagining Obama, I saved from a Communication and Mass Media Complete, but it is still in my folder list. So this is a very powerful tool, and it can really free up some of your time. And it'll only take you about 5 minutes to sign up for an account, and it's totally free. So let's actually take a closer look at this article. So we've looked at our subject terms, we've potentially read our abstract, and now we want to look at the article. So we're going to click PDL full text, which will take us to the article itself. And at this point, and here we go, here are more institutional affiliations. Here's your abstract again, and then the introduction. In the American Journal of Sociology. So at this point, you have to read the article. However, we do not have time in this demonstration to read the article, but there's one more point that I would like for you to see. You can find additional articles from the reference list. This is a really long article. It's 56 pages. Rarely are scholarly articles this long. They usually max out at 40, but this is a long one. So I'm scrolling down, and here are our references. We'll zoom in a little bit, and at this point what you can do is look at additional titles and see if anything is relevant to your research topic. And if you find something that you're interested in, let's say this agricultural economics, what you can do is return to the library's homepage, click Journal Finder, which will allow you to see if we have access to this journal. Agricultural economics. I have no idea if we do, but we're going to type it in, agricultural. And I'm thinking that we do not. No, I have the review of agricultural economics, but not agricultural economics. So we'll need to continue looking, and we may find an article that we have access to. Let's try the Journal of Economics and Business. Oh, let's try social problems. I believe we have that one. So we go back to Journal Finder, type in social problems, and there we are. We have social problems. We have it in JSTOR, Oxford University Press, no access actually, microform and print. But what we need to pay attention to are the dates that we carry. So JSTOR is our largest collection from 2001 to 2014, and we can return, and we do not actually have this. This was published in 1991, which is outside the date of coverage. However, this is how research goes. It's can be very frustrating, but you just have to keep plugging in information. Let's look at the Annual Review of Sociology. And look, we have it there. Annual Review of Sociology. We cover from 1975 to the present. However, there's a full text delay of 6 years. So let's see when this was published in 1997. All right, I'm encouraged. This is looking good. And yes, we have it actually in Academic Search Premier. Did you see? 1990 to 2005. So we click it, it opens up in a new tab, and this is the detailed description for the Annual Review of Sociology. From here, we need a little bit of detail. It was published in 97, but it's volume 23, so we'll scroll down to 1997, volume 23, And this is the listing for all of the articles within this particular issue. The title is The Savings and Loan Debacle, Financial Crime in the State, pages 19 to 38. Let's see, page 63. I think I passed it. Here it is, The Savings and Loan Debacle, Financial Crime and the State. And we have an abstract, we have the keywords and subject terms, and a PDF full text, and we have now an additional article. So again, just to briefly review, we went to Academic Search Premier, we entered a few search terms, or one search term, and I'm trying to go back to our page. Here we are, the results list. We entered our search term, we limited our search by subject, full text, peer reviewed, we limited our date. This gets us down to about 98 articles where we found an article we were interested in. We went to the PDF full text of this article, and within the PDF full text we found another interesting article in the reference list, which we followed up on using the library's journal finder, which eventually got us to a second article. So I hope this is helpful. This is a lot of information. Fortunately, you do have this instruction session via a video, so you can always rewind and watch again. And at the same time, you should remember that if you have any questions that aren't answered in this video, you can always ask a librarian. You can do that from the home page, but you can also do it from Academic Search Premier. If you note up at the top to the far right, there's a link to Ask a Librarian where you can ask us a question. So I wish you best of luck in researching your paper topics. And remember, if you have any future questions, you can always ask a librarian.